Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of English in Practice. It's Kareem with you, your English teacher. Today we will look at idioms and expressions that can be very helpful in our daily conversations. These idioms can actually help you sound more fluent when you speak English. Let's begin. The first idiom on our list today is a dime a dozen. This idiom is used to say that something is so abundant and so common that it has little or no value. Let's have examples. Example 1. Those cars are rare where you come from, but here they are a dime a dozen. Example 2. People trying to be famous on social media are a dime a dozen these days. Now, in the first example, I'm talking about a type of cars that is rare and expensive in one place, but common and less expensive, or it has less value in another place. Let me give you a more specific context. Let's say that we're talking about the BMW M4 car. Now let's say that in country A, it is very rare and it's very expensive and it has a huge value. However, the same car, the same type of cars, is or does exist in country B a lot. Like there are a lot of the BMW M4 cars in that country, in country B. So in this country, it's not rare, it's common, it's abundant, and it has less value than it does in country A. So I say that in country B, the BMW M4 is a dime a dozen, which means these cars, or this type of cars, is or exists in a lot of numbers. In the first example, I'm talking about a type of cars that is rare and expensive in one place, but common and less expensive in another place. So in that place where it's rare, it has a huge value. But in the other place where it has, or we have a lot of that car, it has less value. Let me be more specific. Now let's assume that we're talking about the BMW M4 car. Let's say in country A, we don't really have a lot of that car in that country. It's rare, so it has a huge value. So we don't say that in country A, these cars are a dime a dozen. But in country B, we have a lot of that car. You can see that car wherever you go. So we can say that in country B, this car or these cars are a dime a dozen, which means they are so common that they have less value. In the second example, I'm talking about people, not things or cars. In the second example, I'm talking about people who are trying to be famous on social media, like TikTok, Instagram, and other apps and websites. So, people trying to be famous nowadays are abundant. They are plenty. There are millions of people now making content on those websites and apps trying to be famous. That's why I say those people nowadays are a dime a dozen. They are so abundant. There are millions of them right now. So they have less value than the value celebrities in the past had. The second idiom on our list today is beat around the bush. Now, if you beat around the bush, that means you keep talking, but you keep avoiding giving a definite answer or position. Let's have examples. Example 1, stop beating around the bush and tell me what you feel. Example 2, you never know what he wants. He keeps beating around the bush. In the first example, my friend and I are having a conversation. We are talking about what upset him. We're talking about what he feels and why. Now, he has been talking for a while now, but I still don't understand what he feels and why. So I use the idiom in this example, asking him to get to the main point. So my example simply says, stop talking around the subject and get to the main idea and tell me what your feelings are. In the second example, I am talking about a person who talks a lot. However, he is never able to express what he really wants clearly. So when I use the idiom in this sentence, I'm basically saying that this person can never express his desires or what he wants clearly. All I'm saying is that this person, or you can never understand what he really wants. You can never know what his ideas truly are. Idiom number 3 on our list today is cut somebody some slack. This idiom means to ease up on someone or to be more lenient with them. Let's have examples to understand how that works. Example 1. I know he didn't answer your calls, but cut him some slack. He's still upset. Example 2. The teacher cut the students some slack and didn't give any homework today. Now, in the first example, I'm talking about a situation in which my friend is having trouble with her, let's say, boyfriend. So now she has been texting and calling him, but he hasn't answered her calls. So what I'm saying is that I want you to be more lenient with him because he is still upset. That's why I use the idiom. So when I said cut him some slack, that means I want you to be more lenient with him. I want you to ease up on this person. In the second example, I'm talking about a situation where the teacher did something to make things easier for the students. Now, the teacher usually doesn't do that. The teacher usually gives homework at the end of the day. Today was an exception. Today, the teacher gave the students some slack, which means the teacher made things easy for the students. The teacher was more lenient with the students and didn't give any homework. The last idiom on today's list is give someone the benefit of the doubt. Now, if you give someone the benefit of the doubt, you believe that person, you trust that person, but you still have doubts. Let's have examples. Example 1. I will give you the benefit of the doubt and believe that the bus was late. Example 2. You need to give him the benefit of the doubt until you prove that he stole the money. In both examples, the idiom is expressing the same idea. You're trying to believe someone or trust someone, but you still have doubts. In the first example, we need some context. Let's say that I'm a teacher and I'm, let's say, talking to a student who was late. Now, the student told me that she was late because the bus was late. So I don't really believe that because I have other reasons or some reasons to believe otherwise. So what I'm saying here is that, or using the idiom, means that, yes, I'll believe you now, but I still have some doubts about your excuse. In the second example, we are having a conversation, my friend and I. So we're talking about our third friend. Now, my friend believes that our third friend stole money from him. So what I'm trying to do is asking him to trust that person, to trust the other friend, until we prove that he did steal the money. Maybe he didn't, but I'm asking that person to try to trust him until we can prove otherwise. So basically, in both examples, the idiom is used to believe or to trust someone while still having doubts. Today, we looked at idioms and expressions that can help you add richness to your speaking skills and that can help you sound more fluent in your daily conversations. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Thank you very much. Stay safe.